MJ Akbar is joining the debate now with Salman Soz of the Congress Party, and this is very significant in section number 2. Before I go to my report, at least two very senior Congress leaders, Mr. Akbar and Salman Soz, at least two very senior Congress leaders have told Times Now that we are going to do everything possible to sabotage the insurance bill, because that is a clear way in which we can be disruptionist towards Modi's America visit. We cannot let Modi go unless, having cleared this whole hurdle, and therefore we'll make the insurance bill a way to sabotage Narendra Modi's visit. So Salman Soz and MJ Akbar, I hope both of you can hear each other. Salman, leave aside this whole issue of whether the insurance bill is good or bad for the nation, right? It may be good, it may be bad, but that's not what we are debating tonight. What we are debating tonight is why you have completely changed your position in order to sabotage Modi's US trip. Why are you doing it? Why have you done a complete U-turn from your previous position on this issue? Can you just give me one logical reason?
Arnab, I'm not really sure how you're connecting this to Mr. Modi's visit to the US, but the Congress position is entirely consistent, as opposed to the BJP's position, which keeps evolving into something new after every turn that we see. In 2002, they had one position. Then in 2012, Mr. Yashwant Sinha said that FDI, the hike should not be up to 49%.
Salman.
And now they want to do it for...
Salman Soz, that's so silly.
The Congress Party is in favor of this bill. At the same time, there are a couple of major substantive issues that we must bring to the public's attention, and other opposition parties have some other issues. And we are only saying that consult, bring all stakeholders together, and that's it. And we'll play the part of a constructive opposition. No, and I can tell you what substantive issue they must take care of.
No, 1 second. Just a minute. No, first of all, 1 second. See, this is your baby. This whole FDI and insurance thing is... No, 1 second. It's your baby. This whole bill to raise the FDI cap in insurance to 49% from 26% is your baby. Till 4 days back...
Yes.
4 days back, Mr. P. Chidambaram, who I think is still a congressman unless you will disown what he says, was himself backing the bill and said, push it now, push it now, push it now. And why this sabotages Modi's visit is because Modi wants to score a diplomatic victory. And he does not want the insurance bill stalled. And two Congress leaders have told Times Now, we don't care about this. We just want to block this particular bill in order to ensure that Modi does not score this diplomatic victory when he goes to the US. It's as simple as that. MJ Akbar, you've heard the Congress Party's slightly wishy-washy first response to this entire issue. Are you convinced now that they have... Mr. Akbar, are you convinced? Mr. Akbar, are you convinced this is a normal reconsideration of their position?
Arnab, let me tell you a little story. It may be new. Our leader, Finance Minister Arun Jaitley, spoke to Anand Sharma to get a resolution on this issue. He offered Anand Sharma 3 very simple options. 1, accept the bill. 2, reject the bill. Number 3, if you have any points or amendments that you want to discuss, please tell me now and we can resolve it across the table. As far as I can understand, if there are any reservations, they are about whether the investment should come in FDI or it should come through FFI, and whether there should be voting rights. He said, just let me know your position. All he heard from the Congress was a fudge.
Fudge!
And this fudge is basically the Congress policy. They are not interested in passage of any genuine reform. They're not interested in the economy of the country. They're not interested in the welfare of the country. They're not interested in the fact that the pension, this area of financing needs money from across the world, that this is an important spur to growth and development. They're just indulging in petty politics.
But what did you do? What did you do, sir?
What did you do? Absolutely. For so many years, where was your concern for reform? Where was your concern for the economy of this country? I mean, this hypocrisy will not do, Mr. Akbar. I'm sorry, I know you're new to the BJP and you're a spokesperson and you have to speak their party view. But the fact of the matter is the BJP stonewalled Parliament time and time again. This particular bill was also stonewalled. And let me tell you what the real substantive issue is that this government must address before this law can be passed. It is not a simple matter. It's not, don't think that this is a small matter, this distinction between FDI and FII. Foreign institutional inflows. This is hot money.
No.
And wait a second.
But 1 second. Counter to you.
No, wait a second. No. Let me finish this point. This is important. This is very germane to this discussion. In this environment, where the Federal Reserve of the U.S. can start, you know about the quantitative easing. If they start rolling that back, hot money is going to start flowing out again. We need FDI, long-term investment. That is a better thing for this country. That is what we want.
On the 1st of November,
not what the government is offering.
I appreciate the fact. I appreciate the fact that on the NewsHour tonight, the Congress party makes an open admission that it is being driven by the primitive desire to seek revenge. That at the root of the Congress party's position is the primitive desire to seek revenge. Is revenge all you seek? What about your own position, Salman Soz?
You seek
revenge.
We want this bill.
You
want this bill.
You want the bill in which
but
form?
All stakeholders must be consulted properly. Send it to the select committee, which will be a time-bound process, and let this bill move forward then. What's the big deal? Years.
Sir, this is so hypocritical. I find it so laughable, but at the same time, the irony of the situation hurts viewers. On the 1st of November 2013, the then finance minister said most parties, including the principal opposition party, have expressed their support for the insurance bill. I hope, Chidambaram said, with majority support, if not unanimous support. If not unanimous support, he said, we will be able to pass the insurance bill. He didn't say stall it. He didn't say put it to a committee. He didn't say put it in cold storage. Where was your political refrigerator then, Salman Soz? Where was your refrigerator?
Where was the BJP?
Where was yours?
Why don't you ask the BJP? Where was the BJP? We didn't have a partner there. We had no partner. We had nothing but opposition. We had opposition to the economic development of this country. That is the BJP. No, this is not revenge. Absolutely not. We support this bill. We support this bill. But some substantive issues.
No, you see, this is the irony.
This bill.
No, but MJ Akbar has to respond.
What irony?
No, MJ Akbar has to respond.
Irony?
MJ Akbar has to respond. The irony is that you're both doing a U-turn on the previous positions you took. What did you do, sir? Salman Soz throws it back at you, Mr. Akbar. What did you do when you were in the opposition?
I don't think the Congress was seriously interested in actually the passage of the bill. I mean, this is my suspicion. And just by raising the voice, my friend, is not going to persuade anyone. But I'll tell you why. Why is the Congress at the moment, rejecting wants it to go into cold storage? Because there is a constitutional provision by which you can get the bill passed. If the bill is rejected by the Rajya Sabha, the Constitution permits you within 6 months to call a joint session of the House. And that, I am afraid that if the Congress insists on being an obdurate and obstinate obstacle, then that is precisely what the government will do. But in the meantime, let me tell you,
sir,
and this may also
these are tough, strong words you use.
There are a lot of parties at the moment who are drifting away from the Congress position.
Have you consulted every other party? Are they all on board?
Because they understand that the national interest must be kept, in focus. And you cannot betray the national interest in order to play partisan politics, as you said very rightly, on the eve of the Prime Minister's
we know what your national
visit
interest
to the
is about.
United States.
We saw the BJP taking care of the national interest for the last 4 years in Parliament. We know how much you cared about national interest and economic development of this country.
Sir,
we know. Everybody in this country knows.
Sir, Mr. Akbar, I think you should be very careful in your choice of words. You say obdurate. You say obstinate. Now, if I tell you the name of the political leader who stood up in the floor of Parliament when Chidambaram announced in his budget speech in the year 2004 that the UPA will amend the FDI cap in the insurance sector to 49% from the existing 26%. There was one BJP leader, MJ Akbar, one BJP leader who stood up and he said, "Hum virodh karenge." Would you call that BJP leader obstinate? Would you call that BJP leader obdurate? And for your information, Mr. Akbar, that BJP leader was your former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee. Now answer the question, sir. That was the position taken by Atal Bihari Vajpayee in 2004. Was he obstinate or obdurate?
Well, you know, it's 10 years.
10 years? Principles change in 10 years.
The environment changes. In 10 years, the economic situation changes. In 10 years, the ability of a nation to absorb and accept and to deal with certain laws changes.
Okay.
What may have been right in the 1990s
Okay, now let me not take you back 10 years. Let me not take you back 10 years.
And so forth and reverse.
Let me not take you back 10 years. I take you back only 1 year in July 2013. There was a leader who described the decision to raise the ceiling in telecom and insurance as a panic reaction at a time when the economy was going downhill. That leader says, and I quote, "The panic reaction taken by the government on FDI is not going to impact the Indian economy, which is indeed in a terminal state." For your information, that leader, the deputy leader in the Rajya Sabha, is the present telecom minister. His name is Ravi Shankar Prasad. That's only 1 year old, Mr. Akbar. Just 1 year back. What do you say to that?
Can I also ask a...
No, what do you say to that?
Is that for me?
No, what do you say to that? Just 1 year back, you had a different...
Is that Arnab?
Yes, that was to you, sir.
You know, by the time the parliament reached the fag end of its life, the credibility of the government, to pass any legislation and the appetite of parliament for passing any legislation was over. We are in the beginning of the parliament season with the new government, and that is why this present government, the Modi government, has brought these things right in the beginning, when it will be able to ensure passage of these bills and ensure passage of these laws. And as I said, there is a constitutional provision, and we will put up a joint session. If required, we will actually have a joint session and pass this bill. It will be delayed perhaps for 6 months, but not more than that. It will not be delayed by 5 years.
Well, yes, Mr. Soz.
Let me ask one question, Mr. Akbar, because you said 2004 was 10 years back. 2013 was towards the fag end of the government, the last government or the last parliament, last Lok Sabha. In 2012, Mr. Yashwant Sinha, who was chairman of the standing committee looking into this FDI hike issue, said that we don't need this to be at 49%. These companies should be going to the domestic market and raising funds. That is what this economy demands.
Sir, please don't be. Sir, what are you saying, sir? Sir, what are you saying, sir? The Congress, sir, please don't do such a terrible U-turn on national television.
I'm just saying that the BJP.
Don't do this, Mr. Soz. Mr. Soz, I remember. You may not remember. You may not remember. On the 26th of July, go check your dates. If you have an iPad, do a Google search. On the 26th of July 2014, Congress party spokesperson, a man called PC Chako, said, BJP has double standards on insurance bill. BJP has double standards, double speak, because they are opposing the decision.
Yes, they
are opposing the decision to increase the cap to 49%. You said you are wasting the time of the government. We have been trying to convince you. Who's doing the double speak now, sir? Who is doing the double standards now, Mr. Soz?
There is.
All you seek is revenge.
Congress party, Arnab,
why are you?
The Congress party brought this bill.
Sir, you are down to 44 seats.
We support.
Sir, you are down to. You are down to 44 seats.
But there are some substantive
issues. Sir, you are down to. Sir, you are down to. Sir, please, Mr. Soz.
That is in the national interest.
You are down to.
No matter what you say, we must tackle the FII issue.
Mr. Soz,
the hot money issue must be tackled.
I just want to tell you one thing. You are down to 44 seats. You don't have the leader of opposition position. There is a huge leadership issue within your party. There's a whole question mark over Rahul Gandhi's style of leadership and his ability to lead the party. Is there a life beyond trying to embarrass Modi before he goes to the US? Are you being a bit petty?
Mr. Modi has already embarrassed himself by taking the WTO
Are you being
decision.
petty?
The WTO decision was a big embarrassment to Mr. Modi and to India because he reneged on what the previous government had agreed in Bali.
Mr. Soz.
He's already done that. He doesn't need our help for that.
Mr. Soz, we will debate this once again. MJ Akbar and Salman Soz, thank you for joining me. Debate number 2 on the NewsHour tonight. Thank you, gentlemen.